Hey, howdy y'all, it's Frightman, and this is Skelly, our plain old bony friend. Stick around as things are about to get freakishly awesome.
Hi, my name is Hayden Geary, and say hello to Danny Decay, our freshly risen rotten corpse. Watch as I give Skelly a horrifying makeover. For this first step, I'm going to be applying Airbrush shellac with a spray bottle to the teeth and the ribs. I know later on I want these areas of the corpse to be exposed, so by painting ahead of time, this will make it easier for me to paint the rest of the corpse. And I'm just using a normal spray bottle, like a spray bottle you would use for cleaner. You don't have to have anything fancy. Now what I will be doing is I'll be applying cotton balls and liquid latex to form a nose for our corpse. I wanted the corpse to have a more mummified look, so by making a skinny nose, I felt like this would give the illusion that the corpse would look a little bit more mummified as opposed to completely decomposed. Now I'm just applying the latex with my fingers. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be applying a burnt umber and black acrylic paint mixture just diluted with water over the teeth. This will help make the teeth stand out more. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting strips of thick black plastic. This is the heavy duty grade black trash bags that you use just for throwing away trash. I'm going to be applying some spray adhesive to the back of the black trash bags in order for the plastic to adhere better to the skeleton's body. This will also kind of help me press in all the features of the plastic into the bones. Now I'm going to be using my heat gun to shrink wrap the plastic onto the skeleton. This will help give the illusion that the skin has shriveled over the skeleton's bones. I love using this technique. It's very commonly used in the haunted house industry and movie industry, special effects industry. I highly recommend it, and it's so easy to apply the plastic and use the heat gun. All you have to do is just use a little bit of spray adhesive, apply the plastic on, and just let the heat gun do the rest of the work. Now I'm just going over all the joints with the heat gun, trimming away more excess plastic. Now I'm just trimming away any excess plastic on the arms. You can trim as close to the bones as you want. You just don't want to have any holes forming in the plastic. And even if you do, this will just give the illusion that part of the skin has rotted away. Now I'm going to be putting spray adhesive over the skull's face. I'm going to add one strip of black plastic over the face. I'm pushing the plastic into all the crevices of the face. I'm using a paintbrush to help push in more of the plastic over the features of the skull. Be careful not to melt your paintbrush. I accidentally did that with mine, but even if you do, it doesn't matter. Just as long as you have something to push in the soft plastic into all the crevices of the face. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to make a narrow slit for the mouth. I try to make smaller holes initially because I don't want to make a hole too big in case the plastic shrinks too much. So I like to make the holes a little bit small at first, and then if I want the hole to be bigger later on, I can cut the hole larger. So I'm just using the heat gun to make the lips look more recessed. You want to have receding lips over your mummified skeleton or your mummified corpse. Now I'm going to be brushing in more of the plastic into the crevices of the back of the skeleton. I've come to find the back of the skeleton is a little bit more difficult to push the plastic in because there's a lot of protruding bone structures such as the spine and the shoulder blades and the tailbone. So you definitely want to put your heat gun on a higher setting. For most of this project I've been using the heat gun on a lower setting. Now I'm just using a paper towel just to help press in the rest of the plastic into all the spinal structures. Now I'm further enhancing the plastic just by using more heat. I cut away some of the excess plastic around the fingers. Now I'm just letting the plastic shrink over all the individual fingers. This can be a little bit meticulous just because you're having to work with tiny fingers and toe bones. I had to make sure that each of these individual fingers and toes were evenly separated. Now what we want to do is we want to give our black plastic some texture. So I'm going to be using Monster Maker's mask making latex. This is a special formula that's used for all kinds of mask making projects. It's highly recommended in the special effects industry because when it dries very thick, makes a nice thick skin. I only had to apply maybe 2 layers of this latex. Because of how thick the viscosity of this latex is, you really don't have to apply too many layers. Unlike other latex brands you would buy at a Spirit Halloween store or Halloween Express. I think this is the funnest part because you really can add some texture. If you're using a cheap chip brush, the chip brush after a while will accumulate latex on the individual fibers and it will give a more brushed on mummified look when you apply the latex. So now I'm just going to be patching up any unwanted holes, like holes that I thought were too big when I was using the heat gun, with some blue shop towels. These are just normal paper towels, but they're a little bit thicker quality. They also have a smoother appearance, so you don't have a perforated texture on the surface. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use some more cotton balls and liquid latex, and like the nose, I'm going to be sculpting some protruding facial features such as the ears. Now we're finished with the latex. And after using the latex, I used some talcum powder to make sure the latex wouldn't stick to itself. Now I'm going to start working with the airbrush. For the base color, I wanted to use green tones. Some people like to make their corpses look a little bit more brown and tan. I wanted my corpse to look a little bit more putrid and green, almost like Frankenstein's skin. But what I did was I just mixed some green with some burnt umber and some white. Now I'm going to be using more dark burnt umber to accentuate the wrinkles. Basically, all I did was I looked at any wrinkles that I thought were interesting and I highlighted them with the airbrush to make them stand out. Such as the wrinkles on the forehead, wrinkles around the neck, and on the rib cage bones. And you can add as much detail as you want. So it's definitely a process that takes some time. It's fun. The funnest part of the project, in my opinion, is painting.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important announcement.
So Dr. Geary, how is his heart?
Well, it appeared that Danny Decay has rapid heartbeat.
And that's because he's excited that you're about to like his video. Okay, so Hayden's going to give us a final look. Hey, sorry to interrupt the recording, but Danny Decay there he is coming back from the hospital right now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to give it a like. And until next time, stay spooky, my friends.